How's it going, everybody? This is Manny from Low Tech. Today we're going to be looking at the all-new Odroid Go Super. So I pre-ordered this quite a while ago. It's finally here now. I'm super excited. So we're going to go over the specs, do an unboxing. I'm going to take a look at it, give you my initial impressions of the build quality, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And we're going to get into some emulation, go through a good amount of consoles, a couple games each. Just get an initial idea of how this thing performs. And as far as performance goes, there really is no expectations for this to exceed anything that already has come. This is not new technology. It's not a new CPU. Biggest thing here is the screen is a lot larger than a lot of the things that are on the market. That's going to be the main selling point for most people looking to upgrade to this device or purchase this device, is the screen size. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's get into the specs on the Odroid Go Super. The Odroid Go Super specs are as follows. CPU is the Rockchip RK3326. This is a quad-core ARM processor that's 64-bit, and it's at 1.3 gigahertz. Now this RK3326 is in a lot of the handheld devices that are made for retro gaming emulation. A lot of the Emulec devices have this. There's a lot of Powkiddy devices that have this. The predecessor to this unit, the Odroid Go Advance, uses this CPU. The GPU in this is the Mali G31 MP2. Moving on to OS options, you have a few of them, and that's the nice thing about this device. You have the base image, which is basically a modified version of Ubuntu Linux that has Emulation Station as your front end. That's one option. Then you have Emuelec 4.0. You have Batocera. And I'm sure in the not too distant future, you're going to have ArcOS. I'm sure 351 Emuelec is going to want to jump in also and make their OS for this. So you're going to have even more options than just the few major ones that there are now. Also, ETA Prime and Retro Game Corps have both done videos on Android 11 running on this device. And it's a long way from being a recommended thing to do, but it's getting there. And that'll also be an excellent option for emulation because some emulators just run better in Android. Moving on to memory, it comes with 1 gigabyte of DDR3 RAM. Storage, you have your micro SD card slot with a minimum of 8 gigabytes. The display is a 5-inch 854 by 480 LCD, and it's a wide viewing angle display. So for audio, you have 1 headphone jack and you have 1 speaker. Your batteries are a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It says up to 10 hours of continuous game playing time. It's USB-C power connector to charge it. Your additional I/O ports that you have 1 full-size USB 2.0 port. And then there's a 10-pin GPIO port. There is no built-in Wi-Fi. You'd have to use a dongle, USB to Wi-Fi dongle. Charging time, 3.4 to 4 hours is what they're saying when the device is off. If the game is on, it'll take anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5 hours. And if you're interested in this device, it will set you back $100 shipped. Now that we got the specs out of the way, let's unbox this thing. So I ordered my unit from Ameridroid, which is a distributor for the Odroid devices. They're made by Hardkernel, which is a Korean company. You can get them on either the Hardkernel site, directly from them in Korea, or Ameridroid, which ships out of California. So there's nothing really in the box other than the device. They give you a piece of candy, a nice lemon head. Well, let's open this thing up. Box is pretty straightforward. It was packed pretty good. It's got foam to protect it. It's not really going to move around. The only other thing included in the box is a USB to USB-C charging cable. There is a glass screen protector already installed. You just got to peel back the protective strip that's over that, and then you're good to go. So as soon as I held this device for the first time, the first thing that hit me was it feels relatively hollow. It doesn't really have the heft that I would have expected. It is balanced. I would say it's balanced. It's not lopsided. It just feels relatively hollow. Top of the device has your L1, L2, R1, R2. You've got your full-size USB 2.0, USB-C, headphone jack, volume up and down, power button, and your GPIO pin port. SD card slot is the only thing on the bottom of the device. Then on the back of the device, got the Odroid logo. You got your vent for cooling. The speaker placement, in my opinion, is a little odd. I think you might block out some of the speaker with your hands, depending how big your hands are and how you place your hands. But the wow factor on this device is definitely the screen. It's big and it looks nice. Hopefully it displays nice. Another gripe I do have is the analog sticks feel cheap. We'll see how it is in gameplay, but that definitely is an issue. I know a lot of people are very particular about their analog sticks, so it may be an issue for some. We'll see how they feel in gameplay when we get to the gameplay. So I went ahead and flashed Emuelec 4.0 to my SD card, popped that in, and powered it on. So there's one thing that you need to be aware of when you're purchasing this device. Unlike a lot of the other devices on the market that come preloaded with something on it, this does not. And it also does not have an SD card included. So you need to make sure you got an SD card, something that's got enough storage to store whatever it is you want to put on here. And you're going to have to flash whichever OS you would like on that card and then set yourself up. Emuelec 4.0 is very easy. Once it's flashed, you can plug it in. It'll create a partition for you so that you can turn it back off, plug it back into your PC, and have a ROMs folder, throw your ROMs in there, plug it back into the Odroid, and then you're good to go. So now we're ready to start testing out some emulation. We're going to be looking at about 8 different consoles for this video. I'm going to be doing more extensive testing on individual consoles, a lot more games per video, but for this, keeping it to 2 to 4 per console, just so we can get an idea of how this device looks and performs. So on that note, let's get into some emulation. So performance on this device is right where I expected it to be with the CPU that it has. Performance is similar to other RK3326 devices. The screen size is definitely a big plus when it comes to this device. Now you may have to play with some settings, some bilinear filtering settings. If you're too fuzzy, well, you might have to go your resolution settings. There may be things you got to do depending on what console you're playing. But the size of it makes it a really enticing option. So besides my extensive emulation testing that I plan to do on this device, I also want to do an update review video once I've had more time with this device. I've only had a few days with this device before making this video, so I definitely want to play with it a lot more before I come back with more of what I do and don't like about the device. So can I recommend this device for $100? I can say if screen is a big deal to you, definitely pick one of these up. If it's not so much a big deal to you, then I would do more research, watch other review videos, and maybe compare it to the RG351P and similar devices before making the decision. Now, when I have more time with this device, I intend on doing, as I said, the update review video, but also comparison video, this versus the RG351P. Well, with that, I'm going to call this video a wrap. I hope it was informative and enjoyable. I hope it is helping some of you to make a decision on this device, or at least want to look further into this device. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.